Welcome back to the Road to National series. Today I'm going to take you through a dynamic effort lower workout, and I'm going to be talking to you later about my home gym recommendations. But first, this is me doing my dynamic deadlifts for the week. This is the third week in my 3-week dynamic effort waves. So this is the heaviest of my dynamic weeks. It is now 3 sets of 5 at 90% 1 rep max in total. 53% of my 1 rep max is coming from the bar weight, and 37% of the 1 rep max is coming from the bands. These moved pretty well. I still have that slight lockout dual motion at the top, which I want to get rid of, but this week was looking better, if anything, than the lighter weeks previously. I decided to use grips as well, because there's no point challenging your grip strength when that's what I'm not actually trying to work on. I've never failed a deadlift because of grip. That's not what I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to work on the explosive power and my posterior chain, so I just decided to use grips, and I recommend you do too when you're doing your deadlift work. You don't always have to train completely raw. So moving on to the accessories, starting off here with hack squats. Now these are the heaviest I've gone on hack squats, and I have been dealing with a knee issue. Some of you might be thinking, why have you gone heavy on the hack squats then? I find the knee pain manageable. One, when I'm doing these hack squats, I'm sending my hips right back. There isn't actually a lot of dorsiflexion. My knees aren't going over my toes a lot. It is more me sending my hips back, but I'm still working on pressing with my legs. So it is still transferable back to like squats and deadlifts, whilst not putting a lot of strain on that knee. I have also put on my knee sleeve on my right knee to add a bit of extra support, and because I've gone heavier, I'm doing less total reps, and I actually find that with my knee injury, number of reps is more of an indicator of pain as opposed to weight. The weight doesn't really matter, because this is still really pretty submaximal for me. I think I could do much heavier hack squats. However, doing lots and lots of reps is putting me into the range of motion that hurts my knee. But anyway, these move well, the heaviest that I've ever gone, and I was happy with these. Generally worked on my leg pressing very well. The other accessories I've got after these are hamstring curls, then seated calf raises. If you're wondering how I managed to do seated calf raises, I don't have a seated calf raising machine in this gym. Stick around in the video, you'll see how I can turn a quad extension into a seated calf raise machine. And finally, I end the session off with reverse hypers. So whilst those accessories are playing in the background, I'm going to talk you through my home gym recommendations. Now, I'm not going to be showing you all of my home gym, one, because you can see most of it. I use basically all of my main pieces of equipment in this session, but I'm going to do a separate home gym video. That's going to be a fairly long video going through everything in the gym. Today, instead, I'm just going to be giving you my tips. So the first quick tip, which actually applies to everyone, whether you're having a home gym or not, is I recommend you use small accessories like the grips I used on deadlift. I also have like drop set pins. I have lots of different small accessories that could fit into a gym bag. They are fantastic for providing versatility and practicality. So in my deadlifts today, I didn't want to be challenging my grip most of all. I wanted to be working on my explosiveness and my dynamic effort work. That's the whole point of it. Grip isn't usually my issue, so having things like grips in are fantastic, and I recommend that everybody get those. I have released a video called the top 5 gym bag accessories, and if you want to see all of my recommendations, it's in that. Then getting on to the main home gym tips. If you are interested in creating a home gym like mine, I do see myself as somewhat of a home gym connoisseur, because my home gym, I'm going to argue, is the best and most versatile for its size in the world. It is literally under 10 square meters, which is about 100 square feet. It is tiny. It is way smaller than a single car garage, but it is incredibly versatile. And I actually find that when I go to commercial gyms, they often don't have things that I need, like band pegs or specialty bars and things that I have fit in this gym. So my top tips, starting with, you need to identify what your limiting resource is going to be. So for me, it was space. And for a lot of you, it's going to be space, but price often factors in there as well. I didn't go for the most expensive money can buy. I did find deals on everything. My reverse hyper GHD, for instance, was £350, and I got a quote from a different company for one for £5,500. So obviously, when there's a thing like that, you factor in price as well. But once you've found your limiting resource, you know what you need to try and conserve on most of all. So for me, that was space. Leading on from this, I think that you should choose versatile main equipment that suit your needs. So obviously you need to make the home gym for your needs. I'm a powerlifter, so I needed a power bar and I needed to be able to squat, bench and deadlift, basically a squat rack. So that was my first main piece of equipment. But what's really important is to make it versatile. My rack also has a dumbbell rack built in. It also has barbell storage and plate storage built in. It also has band pegs, so I could do all of my banded work and lots of things attached to it. For example, I have a belt squat attachment that attaches to the rack. So many things you need to be able to do with a single piece of equipment. Obviously the multi-gym you're seeing me use now, this is the second exercise in this workout I'm doing off this gym, but this multi-gym can do like a converging chest press, chest flies, lat pull downs, tricep extensions, basically any high cable movement, as well as quad extensions, hamstring curls, seated half raises here. It is very versatile. And my last piece of equipment is the reverse hyper GHD, where I can do reverse hypers, GHD, hip extensions, loads of things off that, like ab crunches as well, with a crazy range of motion off the top of it. So I would make sure that your main pieces of equipment that take up the most amount of room, they need to be versatile. The next tip I would say is you need to use your walls properly. Wall space is invaluable for storage. You can see the lat pull down attachments behind me there on the wall, but I also have a pegboard with all the other attachments for my cables, basically things like rope tricep extensions and anything that would attach to this machine in the corner. I've got like a chalk ball. I've got loads of things for filming, like microphones and cameras. All of that is not cluttering the gym anymore. Before that pegboard, the gym was a mess, so you should definitely use your wall space. I have loads mounted in the walls. I have the bands as well, lots of things. You definitely need to use your wall space. So the next tip I have is see what equipment you can replicate. So I was debating getting a hack squat leg press instead of my reverse hyper GHD combo unit as my third main piece of equipment, but I managed to come up with a hack squat substitute like you saw me do earlier with the landmine attachment. Because of that, I literally just needed a small landmine and that landmine attachment that allows me to do that squats, that sort of curved bar. I store that on the walls and it's very practical. You can see it stored on the wall up there behind me while doing these reverse hypers. So see what you can get away with not having. That's a large piece of equipment that I saved myself space on. So the next thing and the final tip, the main final tip that I have is customize your equipment. This piece of equipment you're watching me now, the foot plate for GHDs used to be the other way round and it didn't suit my legs. So instead of me saying, oh, I can't use that equipment ever, I just customized it. The back pad for my chest press on my multi-gym didn't fit, so I had to move it up so that I could do regular chest press. You should customize your equipment. The deadlift band peg idea, I designed that and I sent it off to a welder, which has basically allowed me to have like a banded deadlift platform for the sake of that short bar. So you should definitely customize your equipment for your needs. So coming back to today's workout, just finished up my final set of reverse hypers. They were nice and challenging, the heaviest I've ever done before. So that is it for today's video. I hope you did in fact enjoy the video. If you did, drop it a like, drop it a comment, subscribe, click the bell and have a great day.